That was the beginning of the episode.
Yes.
And okay, so before we even start the rest of the episode, when I watched season 7, episode 1, my favorites automatically was Crosshairs and Tech. Like, those are my 2 favorite. And then this episode happened. Okay, let's just get into it. So, after the beginning, what happens? We're figuring out that Crosshairs is kind of like,
we're kind of like, what's wrong with you? Because he, you know, while the clones have just killed Master Balaba, Crosshair's the only one who's like, we got to go after this Jedi, and the Bad Batch have no idea what's going on. They're just like, so everyone's suddenly changed now.
Right. So when they were younger or whatever, when they were made, they didn't get the chip or something, or?
From what I understand is I think they got the chip, but it's programmed differently. So like Crosshairs is the closest to the clones, the regular clones one, because of his sharpshooting abilities. I think that's what I'm
that makes
interpreting
sense.
it as.
Okay.
But yeah, so an Echo, as they explained, like because he was on Skako Minor, he was an experiment. He's half robot.
Right.
So if his chip is still there, but it's pretty much damaged. Like there's no they would have to replace it, which would be a whole nother issue.
Other thing. So okay.
So
the Crosshairs that you saw in this show, in this episode, did his personality line up with what you've seen before, or?
I didn't want to believe so, because I saw a lot of these things on TikTok where it was like, I think this is gonna happen, and Crosshair turning against the Empire was like the #1 rumor that was floating around. And it was kind of one of those things where I was like, well, yeah, he's kind of like a quiet dude. Like, I don't want to just assume that they're going to take the quiet dude and make him evil. So as we came closer to, like, we saw more trailers and stuff, I was kind of like, okay, I'm starting to see it. I just didn't think they were going to do it in this episode either. Like I said, the theme of me watching this episode is, oh, we're doing this now. Okay.
Okay, that's interesting.
Yeah.
And so Crosshairs is like, maybe I'm bad, maybe I'm not, but we need to follow orders.
He's definitely confused. And that's the biggest thing, is when he starts saying, like, we have to follow orders, good soldiers follow orders. That's what we saw in Fives' story arc when he's discovering the chips, is they all say good soldiers follow orders after Order 66 is executed.
Yeah.
So once he started saying that, I was like, oh, he, you know.
Something's wrong.
And even like the scene where they're in the little holding cell and Omega's like, I can tell, you just can see him like rubbing his head. He's fighting with himself.
Yes. Oh no, I'm sad now.
Yeah, that's why like a lot of people were just like, Crosshair, no, screw you. But, you know, for me, it was like my heart broke because he's kind of fighting with himself, but after they take him in, they make his programming stronger, so he's just like, he's a slave to them now.
People should not be like, oh, Crosshairs, you're the bad guy. It's like, okay, it's just like Bucky Barnes. He's like brainwashed, so you can't be mad at Crosshairs. You have to be mad at the Empire.
And you know, you really just saw how the Bad Batch just saw each other as a family. Like in the Clone Wars, we see the 501st with like Rex and Fives. They're close. They love each other.
Don't say Fives. It's so sad.
I know. But like the Bad Batch, as we're watching this episode, like they wouldn't, you know, they probably wouldn't go out to say they love each other, but they genuinely care for each other. Yeah. Like they care for their well-being. They treat each other like they are literally brothers. And I just thought all the casual scenes where it's like, oh, we're coming home, and oh, yay, we're here. God, it smells bad in here again. And I just loved seeing that little banter, but it just broke me when they took Crosshair and you just see them like, our brother is not the same.
He's just kind of switched over. Yeah, I think you're right now when you're saying, wow, it happened this fast. Like maybe they should have waited until the second until like Friday's episode to have him change so we can like feel it more. Maybe, and like even especially for people that don't really know what's going on, like me, I'm like, I was still hurt because I liked Crosshairs, but I feel like if they dragged it out, you would have felt it more.
I think so. I kind of like the way they positioned it, because like you got an idea of who Crosshair was in the Clone Wars. Like he's just the quiet sharpshooter. He's really cool. He does some pretty awesome stunts. So like I wasn't expecting to do this. I really hate that they did make him turn to the Empire, but like I see why they did it.
Yeah.
And I mean, throughout the whole episode, you just kind of see Hunter like struggling to try and keep everyone together, mostly with Crosshair, because Crosshair is questioning him.
Right.
And the rest of the other members aren't, you know, saying
they're just kind of like, we're chilling.
Yeah, they're like, just tell us what to do.
Yeah, right. That's interesting. Like just I think that it was good that they did the whole Crosshairs thing. If they didn't like have one of them turn, it would have been like, well, what is our connection here? But having Crosshairs be like, okay, I'm bad now. How are like the Bad Batch gonna fight him?
Yeah.
Is he gonna end up dying in the end?
Well, so one of the rumors actually was that Cody was gonna be the one who's fighting them, and
Who's
that was
Cody?
gonna be the yellow trooper from the commander who tries to kill Obi-Wan in episode 3.
Yes. No,
Yeah.
wait, I got it. Yes.
So that, because we don't know what happened to Cody. We see he tries to kill Obi-Wan, and after that, that's it. Like, we don't know if he's alive. We don't know if he's trying to hunt Obi-Wan. Like, we don't know. So the thinking from a lot of people was that Cody was going to be the one to go after the Bad Batch, and that's how they were going to lead him to a bunch of other Clone Wars characters that are supposedly going to be introduced.
Did we see Cody?
There was speculation. There was like a black trooper in the trailer. There was speculation that was going to be Cody, but now we kind of have confirmation that that's Crosshair. It's not Cody.
Yeah.
So.
Oh, Crosshair. But okay, so now let's talk about Omega. So when I first saw her, I thought she was a boy, but that's kind of like how I think that's what they were trying to go for, because we found out that she's a clone, which is like
she's a mutation.
Whoa! Like I was like,